Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Age, where we discuss everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Josh.
What's up?
Corey.
Howdy ho.
And Jonah.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
It's going?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone just had a birthday.
Yeah.
Someone just had
Big birthday boy.
Big birthday one.
The big 3-0.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Partied hard.
that's right.
Crazy,
That's
dude.
right.
Crazy
Partied hard
party.
or hardly partied?
A little both, I think.
Little ball.
Spike Ball is partying hard.
Yeah. We play a little bit of spike ball at Josh's house. It's his birthday, by the way, and
You guessed it.
you guessed it right.
Guess who the birthday boy is?
And yeah, you didn't get any presents, man. Is that what happens at 30? Just people
Yeah,
don't
no
give
one
you
gives you
presents
presents.
anymore?
No,
Yeah.
no, Mick got me a present. I just didn't open it in front of everybody. I opened it when he left, though.
What did you get?
I got the Lego cow set.
Batman.
With
Batman.
an L.
Oh yeah.
Not cow.
Lego cow.
It's like cow.
Yeah,
Moo.
Gotcha.
It's a Chick-fil-A Lego.
Ooh, sick.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And he's getting I'm getting him a present, but it's in the mail.
Sure you are.
Supposed to be
That's what he
coming today.
It might get here during the podcast, guys. We're going to open it live.
Oh yeah. It's just a bunch of.
Unboxing.
You know their bags too are so noisy.
Oh my gosh.
They're so
The
noisy.
noisiest plastic they could
Yeah.
find.
Yeah, I'd be down. And I'll just like commentate it. And now he's selecting a 4x4, a 2x4
He's not going to build it.
Yes.
He's going to
Yes.
open
Open the present.
It's going to be a
He's going to
10-hour
open it and tell
podcast.
them what it is.
An hour and a half of us describing building a Lego set. Very interesting.
Exciting.
Flat 2x2. Gray. Oh, no, that's not the one he's looking for.
Wait, that's a.
Wait, he needs
we need a lighter
just
gray.
the two. Oh,
Not
lighter
the
gray.
piece
Dang.
he's looking for.
Is it just me, or does sometimes on the instructions the color of the grays like mix you guys
Totally.
up?
Sometimes you think you're looking for a black piece the
Yeah.
whole time, and then you're like, oh, it's a dark gray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Colorblind
It happens.
boys.
yeah. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me.
Or have you guys built like the more intricate, like the helmets or like the Baby Yoda or the Yoda? Have you guys built any of those?
Nope.
I almost got the Baby Yoda.
Because it's like
I've done the helmets.
you do a ton of tiny little pieces.
Yes.
And so,
And they're all black pieces.
yeah, they're all either black or one
is that
color.
like the innards?
It's the outside. So it's
But they're
like
like-
giving it like depth basically,
Yeah.
but you're just using a bunch of tiny pieces.
Little details,
Oh,
little
okay.
curves and stuff.
Yeah, when I built the Yoda, it was like I got to the end of one side and I was like, that doesn't match up. So I had to I didn't know where I messed up. So I was like,
I hate that.
okay, I'm gonna take everything off to what I remember,
certain-
and then
yeah.
I'll start from there. It was pretty annoying, but they even light them up now. Like they highlight whichever, like, oh, this piece goes here.
The new
but
pieces.
still, it doesn't help, especially when
In
it's
the
just a bunch of
instructions,
tiny
not
ones.
Not the pieces don't like.
Yeah, they don't magically light up. I don't know
Have
who would think
batteries
that.
in
Dude, when do we get to that point where they have like wireless
Got the little lights.
LEDs?
Well,
some
I
of
think
those.
you put on Google Glass.
There you go.
Oh, dude,
Remember
that's
that?
true. Altered reality.
Yeah,
and then you
it
have all the
highlights
pieces.
Yeah, and then it just highlights which one goes where.
Wow,
You're like Tony Stark with all the.
Exactly.
just moving things around. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Now that's like making it really easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking some of the fun.
I mean,
out
at
of it.
that point, someone should just come over and build it for you.
Yeah,
They're
you just,
like,
you just buy it built at that point. Yeah. It's a lot of trouble for you could just build it for them and just, yeah. But yeah, nice. I almost got the Baby Yoda at Costco, but I deferred. But
Did you buy something else instead, or
just saving money? Yeah.
it's a smart idea.
not?
I was thinking I was going to go on a
Lame.
trip. I was going to go on a trip, and we are going to go to Salt Lake in October, and so I was like, I'll just save
The
money.
Great Salt Lakes.
That's right.
Beautiful that time of year.
In October. No, actually, I am going to go there for a nerdy reason. One of the nerdiest things I'll probably ever do.
A Mormon wedding.
Is that
That's
nerdy?
nerdy?
I don't know. Salt Lake.
Okay.
No?
Not too far off because they probably dress very similarly.
You're going to do a Renaissance fair.
Exactly.
Nice.
But not
No.
just a Renaissance fair.
The Renaissance
It's
fair.
like a full send. It's like if there was like a Disneyland Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
Like they have actual actors who are paid money
man.
to be all their positions and
Nice.
role play every part of it.
I went to one in Texas.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never been to
when
one.
we were coming up. It was pretty legit. They had jousting.
Sick.
Like they had like this,
really?
That's
they had
pretty
this
sick.
big like
Yeah,
place where everyone was sitting, and you'd go and they'd have like jousting shows, and you'd pick which night was gonna win.
that's sick.
And they like, obviously it was acting, but like once they
yeah.
not really killing,
They're not really dying.
The tips are spiked.
but they
They have high turnover.
knocked each other, like the red knight versus the blue knight were going, and then like
Yeah.
they knocked each other off, and then they like started
They duel.
pulling swords out and were fighting.
Nice.
And
Did they have a backstory?
pretty awesome. I don't know. We
Like Sir Scrumptious and
Sir Mix-a-Lot and Sir Scrumptious.
Yeah.
But it was pretty sweet. And then they just had a bunch of stores, and you could go to different areas, and they had like axe throwing, and it was
Yeah.
the same thing. Everyone was like acting, and you could get like turkey legs and just walk
Yeah.
around eating turkey. It was pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool. Like I saw a YouTube video of someone going there, and it's like they've got like built-in quest systems, so that like you can talk to like different NPCs or
Oh, that's
players or like actual like role players. Like, oh yeah,
You must kill the golem
I
of the
need you to
cave.
go get this and send this message to whoever and figure out what happened to this. And it's like
My cow ran off.
You can go. Yeah, you can
Get
go
him for me.
You know, they have one of these things, but for Harry Potter I think in England, they have one of these things where they actually rent out a castle.
And they have the Quidditch player with the guy holding the snitch in his pants. No?
Is that a snitch in your pocket?
It's on. They do that on like college campuses, right? Where
Well,
the
I
guy is
know,
like
it's
dressed in yellow
it's
and
all-
he
yeah.
carries around this sack with the
it's a
snitch
ball
in it.
thing. It's ridiculous.
And he's like painted gold.
He's like all gold.
I saw that.
And
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
in spandex.
Yeah.
And it says snitch all
Yeah.
over him.
Yeah.
And he's like, the video I sent Josh, I
He's like
think,
a cross
was
country.
there's this girl on that has a broom, and she's trying to like reach for him, and he just like grabs her broom and like takes it away from her, and she like falls on the ground, and he's just like, I'm like, that the snitch
I didn't
isn't
know the
supposed to
snitch could do that.
The snitch, the snitch can attack you. Remember, Harry had to like dodge it. He was like, "Oh wait, I need to catch
Harry
it."
ate the snitch. Didn't he eat the snitch?
In the first, it's the first game.
I mean,
Oh, like it went into his mouth.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah. Did it?
He didn't have to swallow it and poop it out or
I
anything.
thought he had to. Isn't that what happened? He had to
pass
wait
it
like several
front of
hours.
everybody.
Passed
And they're
it
like,
later that night.
proof that Harry won.
Dumbledore did a summoning charm and it went the wrong way.
Oh my gosh!
There you go.
Wow.
I mean, that's my headcanon of how it went down.
Nice, dude. But yeah, so maybe we play Quidditch, maybe we don't. Who knows? But no, it's one of those things where I just wanted to have any excuse to go down there and hang out with one of my buddies. And
The Renaissance Fair was the excuse.
well, yeah, because I've never
Nice.
been. It's not just a Renaissance fair. It's like way more than that. Like they have legit performances, like theater things. They have axe throwing and stuff like that. A lot of events
Yep.
like that, and it looks really cool. Like it's not just like a Renaissance fair at a park. Like it's full blown. Like they have trees and gates and fences to.
So it's like a
separate.
permanent thing.
It's a permanent
Yeah.
theme park. It's a theme park.
That's kind of like
It's
the
a
one we
role
went.
playing theme park.
That's the one we went to. It was just, I think it was just over the summer, and
Yeah.
it was always there. They had like buildings and like everything was
Yeah,
built
it's all
there.
built. Yes, it's all
So,
permanent.
so do you get to dress up and stuff?
Do I get to? Of
Are
course,
you
I can
going
always
to-
dress.
What
up.
are you dressing up as?
You know, when I saw the YouTube video, the person said about 50% of people dress up.
And you're that 50, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, you're
I
going.
think I like dressing up.
Maybe
so I
I'll do
would
the
probably do it.
Seinfeld puffy shirt. Be a pirate.
The pirate shirt.
I think you
Close
should
enough.
go full blown as like
I don't know.
Gimli or something.
I don't know what I would do. I want
Yeah,
something
you got
that's
some
like,
chainmail lying around.
oh yeah, just
I think you should go as Harry Potter.
that does it's.
It's a Renaissance fair, not Harry
Guys,
Potter.
yeah, but it would be funny.
I don't think I can grow out my hair fast enough.
You don't need
Wear
to.
a wig.
Get a wig?
Yeah.
I'm getting wigs now. I don't know.
I mean, how committed are you?
I just want like a sword or something on my back or something. That'd be cool.
Go as a hobbit.
Close enough, short wise.
There you go.
Just need hairier feet. You'd be a great,
Wigs on
you'd
your
be a great
feet.
hobbit. A wig on my feet. But anyway, so that'll be in October. So when I do that,
Nice,
I'll be
cool.
able to come back and talk to you guys
That'll
all
be fun.
about it. That'll be cool.
And he'll post pictures on our Nerd Age Instagram page.
Yes.
So look forward to it, people.
Jonah will probably post for me. There you go. But yeah, cool.
What about you, John? Have you been Anything fun this week?
Not really.
Cool.
No fun was had.
No fun. I watched a good documentary. I watched the Val documentary on Amazon Prime. Which
Val from Marvel? My favorite character? Val?
Val Kilmer.
Was it good?
Ever heard of
It
him?
was really good.
Yeah.
I cried multiple times. So it's good if I cry.
Yeah, you kind of cry easy.
I watched it too, and I cried also. So it's good if I cry.
Yeah, that's the real test.
So I would suggest if anyone's looking for a good documentary to watch, it's really good. And he goes through like his biggest movies basically. He basically recorded his whole life, it seems.
Yeah.
And it starts with him kind of talking about how he always just recorded everything, and he's got a warehouse full of just tapes and audition tapes and all this stuff.
Oh, jeez.
And his son, it starts with his son talking because Val Kilmer got throat cancer, and so now he talks with he's got the
He had
hole
a
in his,
tracheotomy.
Oh, yeah.
and so it's hard for him to talk. But his son starts talking, and he's narrating as if it's Val Kilmer talking, and he sounds just like Val Kilmer. It's like crazy. Like
It's cool.
It's like Iceman talking to you. It's really good though. Kind of sad, but it's definitely worth watching if you're looking for something to watch.
Yeah.
You gonna say something?
Well, I was gonna say something, but I was like, we want to get into like a Val Kilmer review. But I'll just say real fast. I had no idea that, like, I always thought of him as the action guy, but like he went to Juilliard.
Yeah.
Like he was doing theater. Like that's what he started out doing, theater, and wanted to get on Broadway and stuff like that. But I mean, like obviously not growing up with him as a actor. Like when all the movies that I've seen him in, he was always he was the action star. So it was interesting to see like kind of where he came from. But yeah, it's a good documentary.
And he had a terrible time doing Batman, which
Yes.
he talks about. He says Batman was terrible.
Was it on Netflix?
It's on Amazon Prime.
So,
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's what I did.
That's pretty sweet.
yeah, I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah, it's good.
I didn't do anything crazy this week, so yeah, I don't have anything really much to talk about.
Let's get into the show then.
Oh my god.
What? It's that time again. It's time for the news.
That's right.
We got a few things that we're going to just run through in no particular order. Idris Elba playing Knuckles in Sonic 2. I don't know if any of you guys watched the original Sonic. Did any of you guys watch?
I haven't watched
I
it.
did not, no.
I watched it a month ago because Maya watched it. All those type of movies Maya's watching. So
Maya's your child. by the
yes,
way.
Maya's my child.
Yes.
A lot of people said
it's
it
a
was
kid's movie.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of people said it was really good. It was Maya liked it, so to me it was like it was entertaining. My thing, I don't know. I always have a weird thing when they mix the Smurfs with like live action
action.
people.
Oh yeah.
That to me always seems weird because it just doesn't fit. I wish they would have just done like a more of an animated like Sonic movie in the Sonic world as opposed to bringing them to the Earth and having that go on.
Yeah. I heard Jim Carrey was good. I never watched it, by the way.
Yeah,
but I heard he was good.
He's kind of Jim Carrey.
Was it Eggman?
Yeah,
Professor Eggman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was good.
Yeah,
That's what people said, at least.
People were saying
Not
it
true?
was the best video game movie. I mean, it's a low bar, but
Yeah.
Nah, dude.
Did you watch
I like
it,
the
Mick?
Warcraft movie.
I didn't
I like
watch
that
it.
one.
No.
Yeah.
Are you glad that they did the redesign?
Yeah,
Or
but
did you want the creepy
so
old
here, so
Sonic?
check this out. Check this out. I was reading an article where someone was saying that the whole redesign was all done for promotion. That
Oh, so like it was all on
that
purpose?
they already had that was just promotional thing to get people talking about the movie because they were like it was done really fast and I can't remember exactly why there was more evidence to it, but they're like it seemed that they knew there was going to be that reaction and it got people talking about it, and then the reaction when they did the redesign, people were like, oh, now that's what we're talking. People were excited
now I'm
about
gonna
it.
watch it.
that it did kind of get a boost from it, and a lot of people talked about it that normally weren't going to talk about it. So that was one of the theories out there that was like it was done on purpose. Because even the director made a comment about something. I can't remember exactly. I should go back and look at what the article said, but I just thought it was interesting because I was like, that would. It did get them a lot of word of mouth and attention
definitely.
that no one no one was talking about the Sonic movie, and then they're like, that sucks, you know. And then everyone was talking about it.
If that's what actually happened.
So who knows? Corey's got a face that's like, no, there's no way.
It sounds like a conspiracy theory, but
Well, let me put on my tinfoil hat.
do you think?
I mean, yeah.
I'll have to send you the article.
Yeah, I would love to see the evidence, so-called evidence.
Are they going to do the same thing with Knuckles? He's going to be in the old style, and they're like, "What? This looks like." Oh, just kidding, guys. This is what he really looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. I don't know if it seems pretty stupid though, because like, well, no, I guess it's
like how much money went into doing
feels,
that first pass though with the original character.
Yeah, I mean, the question is did they? So if you're saying what you're saying is true, then they only did the promotional. Like the trailers,
right,
in that original style,
according to Jonah's theory,
and they already had everything in that second style, so they didn't have to do any extra work. So that doesn't make sense. Well, I mean, they could just be like, "We're working on it," and then they just wait another month, and they're like, "All right." It was more than a month though. It was like a
while.
couple months. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They were saying that
it's enough time to do it. I believe that they did it.
No, they did do it, but they the whole thing was.
But if you're smart, you would just already do it. If it's part of your promotional marketing campaign.
The whole thing was saying it was a not ready product, and they put it out there, knowing that they were going to finish it, but they just wanted people to get the whole talking about it. And so even if it was negative talk, they wanted people, and then they said, we listen, because they came out really quick.
You're acting like they intended to put out a subpar product, and they're like, we're going to make them feel like they made this choice, but we already made this choice. Like, it's like they're like puppeteering it, where it's like we know that you guys want, you know what you want, and we're going to make you think
what they were saying was they wanted people to start talking about it, and they knew that people were going to be upset, but they wanted to get the talk. And then the fact that they were saying really quick, they're like, we listen to the fans, we're going to change it. And everyone was like, oh, they're listening to us. And then when they revealed the changes they made, everyone was like, oh, they listened to us. And then it bought them goodwill to go. That's what the conspiracy is.
That's some 3D chess right there.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's like Ron Weasley playing the best game of chess in Hogwarts ever.
Hey, you earned 50 points for that chess.
Woo!
Dang it, I'm getting crushed. I only have one.
Anyways, so Idris Elba, do you guys have any... I mean, you guys haven't seen the movie, so I guess it doesn't matter. But Idris Elba is cast to play Knuckles.
Did anyone here watch the original cartoon?
I didn't watch the cartoon.
Did not.
I played the game.
I'm not really a Sonic fan.
Not a Sonic fan? Yeah, I watched the show a little bit, and I didn't like it when I was a kid.
I'm with you.
It was weird. But I played a little bit on the Sega Genesis when I was at my friends' houses. And then I played the first Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast. That was sick because there's a 3D version of Sonic, which was insane. And so that was cool. That was a really good game. And I bought everything secondhand because back then Dreamcast was super expensive and only the rich kids had them, really. And so I bought a Dreamcast at the tail end of its lifespan, and I got about halfway through the game, and I had a game-ending glitch on a certain boss. It would always reset my progress, and so I just never beat the game. But it was pretty sad, but it was really fun. So, yeah, I maybe I should try it. I don't know. You guys said it's more aimed towards kids, though, but I don't know. I thought Jim Carrey... Was it Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he was supposed to be good, but I don't know.
And who's Sonic? John Ralphio, right?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey he acts like Jim Carrey. Like he's old Jim Carrey, like Riddler, like
he's supposed to be a little crazy,
cable
super
guy.
Crazy, yeah.
I don't know. To me, it was like, it wasn't.
I mean, to be fair, Eggman wasn't some amazing villain anyway, so probably whatever he's
got nothing
put
on Dr. Wily.
True. Dr. Light and Dr. Wily, yeah. I think whatever he put on it was probably better, yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
I like it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Idris Elba.
ahead.
It'll be good.
I was just going to say that first trailer came out April of 2019, and the new updated one came out November 19.
That's a lot of time. Yeah, playing. Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah.
I don't know, guys.
Take
Who
your
knows?
conspiracy theory
Yeah,
elsewhere.
I don't accept it.
I like Idris Elba.
Yeah,
he's got a good
he's
voice.
dope.
So
Well, yeah, he was great as Shere Khan in Jungle Book. So good with
And he was the best.
Good with voice acting.
best part of the Suicide
The
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
And Knuckles is one of the coolest characters, so you got to have a cool voice for him.
That's true. What does he sound like in the video games?
He's like lower voice but cool. Like, yeah,
Like Idris Elba.
yeah.
All right.
Like, pretty generic.
Next thing that I have here is Netflix announced the 4 main cast for the Last Airbender Avatar live action series. I don't have their names written down, and I
Bunch
probably
of
couldn't
kids.
pronounce them. But
Is it like no name kind of?
I haven't heard of any of them,
Yeah.
or haven't seen any of them. I don't know.
I think they're all pretty much no-name
Yeah.
actors, or like no one famous basically
Right.
as of yet.
You can find a side by side on the internet somewhere, and they look like. I mean, they fit.
Yeah,
I can see them as the characters that they picked them for. So, I guess until we see more of what they're doing with the show, we can have more of an opinion. Because right now it's just like, oh, they're just casting.
yeah. It's gonna be aimed towards kids though, like 100%. I mean, it's got.
Well, isn't the cartoon
think-
aimed towards kids anymore?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It is.
I think they might go because they want to capture that
Game of Thrones.
built
Oh my god.
gritty, dark.
The little kids acting.
yeah.
Like,
But I mean,
no, it's gonna be.
yeah,
Like,
it'll be aimed towards
more-
kids. But I feel like they'll still try to bring in everyone that grew up watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
So
I
you
don't
have
think it'll
already
be
that-
like Blue's Clues.
Wait, so is it a TV
style.
series or a movie?
I think
TV
it's
series.
TV series.
TV series. Okay. Okay.
And I think that benefits the story of Last Airbender better than a movie.
Yeah. The only problem is, so the original creators of The Last Airbender signed on for the Netflix deal, and they were supposed to have full reign. And then I think a couple months ago they left the project.
Ooh. It's gonna be out.
And they were like, yeah, we're not able to do what we want to do, and so they left.
Bad.
So now it's
Bad
like,
sign.
See you, nerds.
that's why people are like, yeah, these people look cool, but if the original creators left, then
How
Hey, as long as they get M. Night Shyamalan.
that's right, dude.
Help out.
Heck yeah, dude.
What a big.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give it a chance.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Obviously, it's on Netflix, so I mean, I'm already paying for Netflix. I would say it's free, but I'm paying. But yeah, that one thing is like that's a pretty bad sign if
That's terrible.
you signed them for like to explicitly be like, hey, this is your vision, you do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's their baby.
and then they're like, yeah, we're difference of opinion. It's like, okay,
that makes no
that's
sense.
one nail in the coffin already.
It's gonna suck.
It's like you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, that's
like
not-
fans of The
not a
Last
good start.
Airbender
Dude.
are already like, you screwed up
Yeah.
the Shyamalan one.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling
No
good
offense,
about
Shyamalan.
it. Anyway.
No offense. I'm a big fan.
I wasn't feeling good about it at the beginning anyway. Because when you change something that's highly animated and like very animated,
Right.
and making it live, it's just
tough.
like, dude, it's such a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
I've yet to see one that actually works out really well, even close to how good the original one was. So that's too bad. Bummer. I'll give it a chance as well, obviously, but
Because it's free.
It's on Netflix.
that's right.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. Next thing is Hans Zimmer is scoring the Army of Thieves movie, which is the prequel to Army of the Dead.
Dude, how old is he, man?
He's still pretty
Yeah,
young.
he's
bro.
pretty young. If John Williams can keep,
That's true. He's
Composing.
freaking doing it until he dies, man.
but
When does that movie come out?
I don't know if they.
Is it this year?
It's this year? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited.
So, yeah, I mean,
anything Hans Zimmer
yeah.
is cool. I'll piggyback on that. Did you guys see that there's a making of Dune book that they're releasing? So Dune the movie,
Hans Zimmer is 63, by the way.
and Hans Zimmer is
Nice.
making a score for the book.
What? Oh, so you like listen to it while
Yeah.
you read it? Sick.
Oh, nice.
That's
See, he's the best.
Sick, dude.
This may be sacrilegious, but
Better than John
it's
Williams.
not. It's not.
to me,
It's
Hans,
sacrilegious.
to me,
It's
Hans
sacrilegious.
Zimmer
No.
is above
Johnny Williams.
Johnny
Get the
B. Williams.
Heck out of here.
Okay, I totally agree with Jonah
Thank you,
here.
Mick.
John Williams is amazing. He's done like every movie that I love. He's a legend. He's scored, I think, more movies than almost anybody.
Yes.
But the stuff that Hans Zimmer comes out with, to me, it speaks personally to me more like at an emotional, quote unquote, serious level than John Williams does. I think John Williams does really good like themes, like he'll do, your Superman, your Star Wars, your Indiana Jones. They're very like marchy themes.
Adventurous
themes.
Happy.
They're great. Iconic. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
iconic.
Correct.
Right.
But if I had to pick
Go ahead, hum me the score from Inception right now. Go ahead, hum it.
I don't think that I can hum it, but I don't think that that's a good argument for something
Okay.
that
Well, let's do Interstellar. Come on, give me a good theme out of Interstellar.
Stupid. Yeah, I agree, dude. I'm with Josh on this one. Wow.
You know what? You can hear it. You can hear it.
I understand. I'm a big Hans Zimmer fan,
Yeah.
but I don't.
and
He's
the other,
close.
and
It's
the
close.
other thing, the other thing I like about Hans Zimmer stuff too is I like that I can like hear that music and apply it to other things like in my life. Like if I hear Indiana Jones, I'm just thinking about Indiana Jones. I can't separate that.
Right.
And maybe that's just me, but that's a reason why I like Hans
You guys
Zimmer
are so
more.
stupid.
To me, I agree with what Mick says in the aspect of there's some John Williams scores that I'm like, it's too campy. Like I think the Superman theme song, the John Williams Superman theme song is overused. And to me, it's like really campy that I don't ever listen to it to be like, oh, I'm going to listen to a song. I find myself more times than not picking a Hans Zimmer song, the theme from Thin Red Line, or something from Interstellar, or something from Inception, or the Dark Knight trilogy, or
Driving Miss Daisy.
Gladiator. I mean, all these things.
That soundtrack's
The
amazing.
Lion King. Like, I find myself picking more Hans Zimmer music to listen to than John Williams. So just for that alone, even though John Williams has done so much and everyone...
Right, so you're saying Hans Zimmer is better for your personal listening.
Yes.
We're saying John Williams is
the
better
goat.
for movie scores. And they're more memorable, more iconic. Everyone knows them. They just have a bigger imprint on the movie scene. You're not going to
It's
listen.
different. I will tell you, Hans Zimmer does come out with a variety of
Yeah,
different
for sure,
music.
for sure.
Different. So
Yeah.
it's a lot different than John Williams.
Yeah.
But sheer score, John Williams power, he's the best.
Well...
Yeah, he's the best. But we're arguing 10 versus a 9.8.
Give Hans Zimmer 20 more years.
For sure. Okay, we'll talk in 20 years.
Right?
We'll talk about it in 20 years.
But
Bookmark this.
We'll be
Stay
doing this for
tuned.
20 more years. Okay.
it's 2-2, right? We think Hans Zimmer's better. You guys think John Williams is better.
Yeah.
So in 20 years,
But what I'm saying...
we'll see if one of you have come over this way or if one
Okay.
of us have gone over that way. And that
Yeah.
will define who wins.
It'd be hilarious if one of us switched and the other one switched and it's just 2-2 again. Dang it!
I
Or
feel like-
both of us switch.
Yeah. No, I love Hans Zimmer.
I think it's
love
a-
Hans
Yeah,
Zimmer.
none of us here is saying
No,
we hate the
we
other.
love both.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
we love
like,
both.
Yeah.
to me, it's like to me, they're the two best to do it for me are John Williams
And Danny
Hans-
Elfman, of course.
and Hans Zimmer. Danny Elfman can whatever.
Move on.
Bug off.
John Williams and Hans Zimmer to me are the two best to ever do it.
Yeah. I agree.
And like Corey said, it's a personal preference, but I'll find myself listening more to Hans Zimmer than I am John
but
Williams.
that's what you're
Yeah.
determining, like one's better than the other. And I'm saying that's not what defines who's better. At movie.
This is the thing. You're going to Superman and Indiana Jones.
No, I'm not.
No. But listen, this is the example that Mick used. This is the example you used. You said the Superman song is like super like campy. He has a bunch of other songs.
Right.
that
Anything
are-
in Star Wars is
anything
incredible.
anything in Star
Right.
Wars.
Oh
the
my
Schindler's
gosh.
List theme
Yeah,
is
okay.
amazing.
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
It'll make you weep
I'm gonna
openly.
I'm gonna throw up just thinking about it.
So,
So
Hans
music-
Zimmer. Hans Zimmer
Park.
has some wonderful
I'm gonna
things.
start
kidding me?
crying. Don't- Dude, it's true. It's true, dude.
I was like,
Dude, you play
get out of here, Hans Zimmer. Yeah, dude, the build. Come on, dude. Come on.
iconic.
It makes you believe that freaking dinosaurs are real. Hans Zimmer's never made me believe anything.
true, dude.
He made me believe that a man could fly. In the Man of
John
Steel.
Williams already did that.
Yeah, he
Nah,
pulled
not
that.
really.
Rip off.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Rip off.
so there's a dude making a book.
Oh, is that what we're
has
talking
its
about? Oh,
own
yeah.
soundtrack by Hans Zimmer. You can buy the special edition for $600.
Deal.
That's how much the special edition book is. It's numbered, signed by all the actors.
What
Crazy.
else? What else do you
Does
get?
John Williams have a book like that?
Thank
I
you.
don't
Has
think
John
so.
Williams ever done a soundtrack for a book? I don't think
Hey.
so.
Jaws. That's all I gotta say. You kidding me?
Dude, he just
That movie doesn't work. That doesn't work without that
That's
freaking
true.
soundtrack.
That is true.
And it's 2 notes. It's 2 freaking notes, dude.
True.
Yeah, the guy with a tuba.
And
Get
guess
outta
how much
here.
guess how much he charged for 2 notes, man. It's highway robbery.
Doesn't matter.
That's what genius costs, bro.
That's right.
I mean, well, to be continued. 20 years from now,
Yep.
stay tuned.
Can't wait.
Venom 2 got delayed till October because of the Rona Delta variant. So that's
So are they
being
not?
pushed back?
Did they finish principal photography?
It's
Venom
been
2?
done
It's
forever.
done.
They delayed
I mean,
it a
it's
whole
supposed
year
to
from
come out.
Yeah.
This summer, and now it's pushed to October
So they're just pushing it because of theaters and stuff.
because of the brutal numbers that the
Right.
Suicide Squad made, and then other movies, Black Widow, the 80% drop.
Squad wasn't that great.
Well, they're seeing Black Widow. They're seeing all these
Black
movies.
Widow wasn't that great.
They're seeing all these movies make like 20 million on a weekend.
Yeah.
And
Well, I just looked it up on the Suicide Squad. Reportedly, in its lifetime of making money at the box office, won't go over what Suicide Squad made in their opening weekend,
Okay. Yeah.
which is pretty rough.
It's also different.
I understand it's different, but
it's different.
it's just
To
it's
be fair,
interesting though
it is
to see
interesting.
like the numbers.
Yeah, especially because of how quote unquote terrible the first one was.
Right.
Right. By the way, I haven't watched it, so I can't say anything on it. But yeah, considering how great, quote unquote, great
Right,
this one is, and
how
terrible the
amazing
other
this
one.
new one is.
Yeah. But it also, they're streaming it. More people can watch on the same TV. So there's a lot of, it's just different, but interesting numbers.
yeah. Next thing, Lord of the Rings series on Amazon Prime. They announced that the second season, so first season's done.
Oh, yeah.
Filming. The second season, they said they're moving the production from New Zealand, which is Middle Earth, to the UK. So
Which is Harry Potter world.
So some people are upset. What I would say is they're probably filming a lot of things on sound stages and stuff. And I feel like they're going to have a second unit to film like the mountains and scenery stuff. And they can, have a second unit. They've talked about having second unit out in New Zealand. So if there's an outdoor thing where they need 2 characters, they can send the actors over there and do stuff like that. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. Some people are really upset about it because they're like, New Zealand is Middle Earth. But I'm like, well, Tolkien was from England. So technically,
Yeah.
Middle Earth is in England.
It is actually supposed to be England.
Yeah. So to me, it's like it can work.
Is it?
Yeah, it's originally how his conception was it's pre-history,
Okay.
the creation of the world, basically.
Gotcha.
So eventually it would turn into modern day.
Right.
Jeez.
What?
Look how far we've come.
Wow.
I mean, I feel ashamed.
Where did we go wrong?
Where's my ring at?
Yeah, it seems, Lord of the Rings fans get upset about stupid things. I mean, fans in general get
my
upset
gosh,
about
yeah.
stupid things.
Hey,
Dude.
you're talking
So it's
about
like-
us. We're Lord of the Rings fans.
I am, but I'm not upset about
You know
this.
what? Well, you're stupid.
What?
Because you're a stupid thing and I'm upset about you.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, it's
I'm a fan of Jonah, and now I'm mad. Well, this said that to
This
you.
same thing happened when they were starting to film The Hobbit, where it might have not been filmed in New Zealand, and there was this big uproar with people in New Zealand. They were filing lawsuits, and all this stuff was going on. So I think they would probably be upset
The
about
Kiwis
it,
don't want to
but-
lose all
I know
that
they
money.
don't.
dude.
Yeah.
But
that money
honestly,
coming in.
oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely. But
I mean, $400 million, right?
Yeah,
How much it
almost
cost?
$1 billion.
It's about right.
But I think
billion.
I think it would be very hard to tell.
Oh,
Like,
you wouldn't
I don't
know.
think you
They
could
wouldn't
look
know.
at a shot and be like, "That's England" or
Right.
"That's New Zealand." Like,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's just the fact that they know that it's England now.
The other thing is, I'm sure they have all sorts of shots of photography
Yes.
that they've taken from New Zealand. They're filming on a soundstage. We've seen, like with The Mandalorian, the
Yes.
technology for the volume. Obviously, they're not using that exact same technology because I'm sure Lucasfilm has a patent on it or whatever. But they can probably do something really similar. And hey, guess what? We're filming in England using shots from New Zealand.
I mean, Bezos went up to space. He
I
can
know, dude.
He can film Lord of the Rings up in space. I mean, I ain't worried about it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Bezos probably had a camera up there and he's like, hey, don't worry, I'll get all the aerial shots while I'm up here for the second season. We good. The last thing that I have is Disney had their shareholders earning meeting. I listened to some of it.
AgriCon?
And they announced that they're doing Disney Plus Day on November 12th, which is kind of their response to DC Fandom.
Is
which
it
was-
before or after?
It's after. So
okay.
DC Fandom was actually a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
I would say because they had so much Snyder stuff, which I don't think is going to be the case this time. Because I mean, we got together and watched it all day just to see the Snyder trailer. Which, if they're not going to announce any Snyder stuff, I'm not really that interested.
I think we'll get it. I think we'll get another. Batman
You're not going to watch the
Oh, I will,
Batman
but
trailer. You're not
Batman
excited
trailer.
about the Batman.
But my excitement isn't as big as it was. Like, I couldn't wait for DC Fandom last year because of the Snyder Cut.
I think we'll get. I mean, I get that that's sad. I think we'll still get really cool stuff. We'll get the Batman trailer
And Flash
We'll
stuff.
get Flash. We'll probably get some Black Adam stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Henry Cavill announced as coming back. No,
I think he's going to be in
hopefully.
I thought he said he was done.
no, remember the suit's still in his closet. He told us that.
That's true.
That's right. Took it from set.
So this is Disney's response to that because I think they saw, that worked really good. We
Yeah.
could do the same thing.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be cool though.
So
I'm
they
excited
said they're
see
going to
what
have
they
some
do.
announcements for
Yeah,
Star
why not?
Wars stuff and things that are going to be
Yeah.
on the streaming. So that's November 12th. That's all I had.
That's a terrible
Corey-
name, though.
Disney,
Plus Day.
Yeah,
Come up with something
DC
better.
Fandom is kind of not that greatest name either, though.
I think it's better than.
Well, it
Disney
is.
Yeah,
Plus.
but then
I
it
think
was
it's-
it was
And it's a
cheesy
literal
'cause,
dome. Come on.
I know because they would walk out in their little dome like, "Hello there,
It at least
welcome
made sense.
to the DC Fandom," and then it was annoying because they would have people from other countries. Hello, we are a DC Italia team. It was kind of annoying.
Hey, you gotta be careful.
I was saying, man. No.
They're
It's not,
annoying because they were from other countries.
it's not because they're from other countries. Even the people from the U.S. were annoying. Even
better-
the Canadian people were annoying.
we should probably cut that.
Oh, no, don't cut that.
it out.
Come at me, bro. That's what I say.
Yeah.
It's just annoying because
Stand
they
by
had it was just like annoying like whatever their like hosts are.
Okay.
So they would like come up and like we're super excited about this.
I mean,
like,
the host with anything like that
Well,
is like
exactly.
the worst part. Like, I would be fine if it was just trailer after trailer or sneak
Right.
peek after sneak peek. Like, I don't need someone like guiding me
It'd be
through
too short if they
this
did that.
adventure.
see, but normally
make
you
it
have
go
one
longer.
host that you're annoyed with, but this time they gave you like 18 different versions of like more annoying people. It was like, oh, you're
Why?
annoying, because they're all annoying.
Weren't they just excited to be there?
Yeah, over the top. They should have had Jonah.
That's like
Guys,
if
I would
Jonah.
be-
That's like if Jonah was doing it.
Jonah.
You kidding me? If I was like introducing Zack Snyder, the trailer. Oh, dude.
sorry,
Everyone
man,
would
man,
this
you
guy's
wouldn't
so
talk.
annoying.
You'd be like, Zack Snyder, I'm a huge fan of Zack Snyder.
And people would be like, how annoying is this guy that he can't get a
true.
word out?
Why are you guys talking like that?
Because he's stuttering.
I'm stuttering. I'm excited.
You know who's not excited? Me. With Blizzard Entertainment's new leadership changes.
Womp womp.
This is like a follow up on the last Blizzard update I did. Basically, two of the leaders in Diablo 4, so the game director and the lead designer, they have left the company based on some of the alleged sexual harassment and discrimination stuff. That lawsuit going on. So that's actually a huge change for Diablo 4 because Diablo 4, well, they're just trying to figure their stuff out. And, I don't know exactly where they're at on their production, but I mean, I don't think they're going to release next year. I think they're like 2 or 3 years off. So getting their game director gone, Louis Barriga, that's huge. And then the lead designer as well. That's crazy as well. So, but yeah, the lead designer, Jesse McCree, there is an Overwatch character named after him. And then there's more drama with whether or not that character should be renamed and all that stuff. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on over at Blizzard Town. There's another designer who also is no longer working there for World of Warcraft. But really the big mix-up is the Diablo 4 changes. And so interesting development.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Because, I mean, it's something that, I mean, you probably, if you're not into Blizzard or video games in that way, you would never hear about this type of scandal.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like a huge, like, those are 2-3 big guys at the company that are actively, like, lead designers on a new IP that people are super excited about. Diablo 4. People are super excited about Diablo 4. Yep. And to have that person dismiss, you know, this at this time in development, it's pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, you know, we don't know what the details are, but for him to be fired, obviously he was doing something bad. So that's good that, you know, they're actually getting rid of people that have done these things. They're actually being held accountable.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
From the game perspective, it's like, that's crazy. And that's, I mean, good on them for getting rid of somebody. They could have been like, oh, well, Diablo 4 is pretty big, so we'll just sweep it under the rug. But yeah, to pull the plug on them, that's good on them. But it's it'll be interesting to see what the fallout is for the games.
Yeah. The teams are pretty big. And so, you know, there can't be all the weight on the director of the game, but, you know, it is kind of troubling for sure for the game, but they should redirect and find their own way. But any fans of Blizzard who has been kind of wavering at this point, you know, should be at least encouraging because they're willing to get rid of a game director. That's insane. Literally, like all the investors and stuff like that are probably pissing their pants because they're like, shoot, this game has no game director now. What the heck is this game going to be good or not? Are we going to make our sales or not? But instead they're getting rid of the bad guys. So that's good. So interesting development, and who knows what will go back on Blizzard Watch.
So start up those WoW subscriptions again. So all the bad guys are gone.
It's been nuts, man. Like I think subscriptions and just game time play has gone down at least 50%.
Dang.
That's a huge hit.
Not for Corey though.
I've got a buddy who works there, so I have a free subscription. So I'm not giving him any money anyway.
He's like, I was just playing the game.
I'm playing with house money. But Bree has an account, so we're paying one subscription. But yeah, it's pretty great. That's why I was like, I don't really care. I'm not paying him anyway. But yeah, interesting stuff for sure.
Well, that's gonna do it for the news this week. Yeah. So
thanks, Nerd News.
Is there a name for that guy?
Oh yeah,
Dwarf. I don't know.
He was Dwarf.
It just says Dwarf News. That's the sound effect.
I do like that little guy though.
Yeah, we can think of a name, or someone could give us an idea for a name.
Yeah.
You know,
Leave a name in a review.
I mean, we're not getting in reviews. We're not going to get names for the dwarves. Maybe Joel will probably give us a name for a
Joel
dwarf.
can hook us up. Yeah. Oh, also, real quick, I found out Brandon listens to it. So shout out to Brandon, my boy down in Walla Walla.
We still need to get the air horn sound on it. I'll do that for next week. Whenever we do shout outs, we need the air horn.
That's right.
It's always cool, hearing who's listening and hanging out with us. So that's really cool. So thanks for listening. That's awesome.
Yeah, we deeply appreciate it.
Yeah.
What If? Marvel's new TV show on Disney Plus.
New experiment, I would say.
Yes, that's probably more accurate.
Isn't that what it felt like? It's just this big, giant experiment where they're like, F it. Like, we're just going to play with house money here and just
Pretty much.
see what happens.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, the What If TV series is based off Marvel comics called What If, where certain events that happen in the comics now happen a different way with different characters becoming
It's a different alternate
different
reality.
things. It's basically alternate reality. So in this first episode, we had
Are we doing spoilers?
right away.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
No.
I was just wondering. Are we?
Do we care about what?
I don't know if people do.
That's up to you guys.
I kind of want to spoil it.
Just hit the spoiler button.
All right, spoiler.
Warning.
Yeah, spoilers.
Warning. Spoilers ahead.
All right, you've been warned. We're gonna spoil the first episode of what?
It's not really crazy. Honestly, yeah.
I mean, I feel like you get the gist of it in the trailer.
Like,
right?
if you
Pretty
want to
much.
watch What If, you've already probably watched it, honestly.
So in this first episode, instead of Steve Rogers becoming Captain America, Peggy Carter becomes
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
That's right.
And it basically goes through beat for beat what the movie, the first Captain America movie does, except with Peggy Carter.
Except he gets a freaking Iron Man.
He does get an Iron. What do they call it?
Something
The
Stomper.
Hydra
Stomper.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I like the
That's where I was like, what? Where was that? Okay, they're just going nuts. Okay, cool. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I mean, I liked the Hydra Stomper.
That's-
The episode I really didn't care about that much.
The Hydra Stomper was the coolest part. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. The same. So they have to do this. So again, this is going to be a nitpick for me. They condensed the whole Captain America movie into 23 minutes.
It's funny that they succeeded doing that.
But what it does is it just, to me, it's like the pace is just really like from one thing to the next, one thing to the next.
fast.
They're
It's
trying-
really fast.
Go.
And so for me, it never felt like I was in a good place. It was always like, okay, next thing. And so for me, it didn't land all that well.
Yeah.
Because of that. I also thought some of the characters were just like the general that the whole time is like, oh, you're abroad. You shouldn't do this. You're terrible. And then they have a whole montage of her like kicking Nazi butt and doing all this amazing stuff. And he's on the phone, was like, oh yeah, she was my idea and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's
and
the whole
then
point.
the thing happens with Steve Rogers where she thinks he's dead. And
Actually,
And
not
he's
that
like-
bad, by the way. That moment, by the way,
no, it wasn't bad.
actually didn't hit that bad for me. I actually thought it hit pretty good.
Right, but then he's like, she's walking away. He's like, she should have never been in the.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's a little over the
Over
top.
the
Like
top,
after
yeah.
you've seen how good she's been, for you to still have that being like, she should never been in this. To me, was just like, I could have done without that character.
But back in
me,
the day, it makes
yeah,
sense. You
but-
got to understand that. Back then, there was womanizing and there was that kind of stuff.
Still is Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard Watch. Dude, we need a Blizzard Watch thing. It's like
Yeah, I understand that, but to me, it was like
things are getting
like
chilly.
hitting you over the head
it
with
was
it.
like 3 times, 4 times. I was like,
You're right.
I get it.
You're right. They're hitting the dead horse for sure.
If you're doing such a small episode,
Yeah.
you don't have to spend so much time on that. Give me more Red Skull and show me what he's doing that's alternate. Then give me that general that's like
No Hugo Weaving, by the way. It
he
was,
sounded similar.
Well, it was the same guy they had for Infinity War and
Oh, yeah, okay.
whatever that last one was called.
And
Endgame.
and no Captain America. It wasn't.
It was what's his name? The guy that plays Peter Parker in the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Keith something.
Yeah. I actually... Okay, so my first reactions was like, okay, I'm interested in it. It's kind of an interesting take. And then, yeah, a little bit too much of the general going a little bit nuts on that. I also like, it was kind of weird. Like, I don't know. It just felt really rushed for me. And it also, it's too bad because I think it's a problem that you struggle with when you're having this like alternate reality thing. And then you have the guy who's like commentating. He's like, yes, I'm recounting all
The Watcher.
Yeah, the Watcher guy.
Which, by the way, does not make any sense based on what we just watched with
From Loki. Yeah.
Right, so that's what I'm kind of like.
Yeah,
I don't think any of this stuff like matters. So like, I didn't have much weight until like I didn't really care too much. I will say that moment where she thought he was dead, I was like, oh shoot! Like it actually was a good move,
Right.
Good moment for me. I think she's cool, but yeah, it was all right. It was just an all right kind of thing.
That moment when he dies, I got Incredibles vibes because he dies, you think he's dead, and then they come into the room and he's like tied up, the machine
In the suit.
and that's the exact same thing that happens in Incredibles. You think he's dead, and then he's like that he's
Yeah.
even holding him the same way. So I was like, it's Incredibles. I was like,
Yeah.
the thing you said about the Watcher, which it's voiced by Commissioner Gordon, Jeffrey Wright, which I love his voice. Sounds
Great
cool.
voice. Yeah.
But what Mick was saying, it kind of doesn't make sense if we just watched Loki and we're seeing the timelines have just been the multiple timelines
Right. We
have
literally just explained
that
it.
just happened, but now
there is no Watcher now.
was there a well, no, they're saying like he's like
Are we saying it was that way or
what he says is like I've always been watching the timelines.
Yeah, like he's always been there.
But it's like, but you weren't because they just made these multiple timelines. There used to just be
right?
one
It was
timeline.
just one exactly.
And so now it expanded. So now
so
you're
is
like,
this before
yeah, it just to me it just seems
he
like
conquered? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
and he's not King the Conqueror.
Yeah.
right?
No,
he's just
he's
the
the
Watcher.
He's a
right?
different character.
yeah, he's a different.
so
so
what?
I'm like-
What do we?
Yeah,
Maybe there's mystery in it.
I guess.
I don't know.
I think they just need a
literally
narrator,
just a reason to
like the Crypt Keeper in Goosebumps.
They're literally
Is
just
that how it is? Does he like introduce each?
He does,
Yeah.
and he's like,
He
"There's
narrates
multiple timelines. Every decision that's made is another." It's like I'm the Watcher, and I watch, and I'll
But yeah, I guess what didn't make sense because he says that and then like things happen. But I thought like the whole point of like the TVA and Loki was to like go
prevent
and
that.
like prevent
Yeah.
that. So
So what timelines was he watching?
all of them.
He says he's
there
watching all of them.
There weren't any timelines.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That it
Yeah,
doesn't make
that's what-
sense
that's
because
what's
if the
confusing about
TVA
it.
exists, then he wasn't watching anything, or else this is just a recent.
It has to be now, right? Right after
It has
Loki
to be after Loki.
split.
he just got a notification on his phone. He's like, "There's more timelines."
Yeah, but if he's like he says
the
he's
way-
like always been around, it's like well
Yeah.
you were
That's
It's
fine.
just
hanging out,
He's just
chilling.
watching.
It's just
dog.
confusing how
I think
it
you guys
all-
are reading
reading into it
I
way
think
too
so
much.
too.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, I
but
think it's
we do
just
the same thing with Star Wars cartoons. We read way
That's why
into
we're
it.
here. That's why we have this podcast.
I think you guys need to calm down.
Relax, guys.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay, I want to go back to Hans Zimmer for a little bit.
You guys are a bunch of jerks.
Just hey,
Well,
Keeping you
dude,
honest,
chill,
bro.
man.
yeah, I didn't watch it, but I'm excited to watch it. You said when you watched the trailer that you didn't like the animation.
I was gonna
Was
talk
it better
about
for you?
I was gonna talk about that.
Animation is better, although the faces when they talk
Yep.
are a little goofy to me.
No. They don't do well with syncing with lips.
Yes,
So like
it's
when
weird.
an O sound goes, you have an O
Is it
face,
is
right?
it
And, like,
choppy?
No,
it's like it almost looks like it was
It's
for
very,
a different language.
to me, it looked
Like, it was
very
almost
like
dubbed.
over. I mean, it's a cartoon, but it looked like over dramatized, like over dramatic.
Yeah, their
Well,
eyes.
That's like
their
a
eyes
type
are-
of animation.
Their eyes.
But
are
I mean,
weird.
it's a style.
compared to with their voice though, like in terms of
Yeah,
matching.
I get you.
I think for me, it's like they do expressions with their eyes react to a way that it looks, especially on close-ups on the face. When they have two characters looking
Yeah.
at it, they have where it's Agent Carter and Captain America, and they're like talking, and I kept being like, that looks weird. The action stuff looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and
looks
that-
best fast.
And I
movement.
think,
Yeah.
and
It
I
looks
think
best
even
that
when I
way.
saw the trailer, and I was like, there's something about when Iron Man's talking, like that was funky to me. It's the same thing in this episode. It's like it's the close-ups of the faces when it's just there's something weird about
Okay,
it.
so another thing about the animation that I've noticed is that it's like a lower frame per second. So it literally it's like
hops.
intentionally choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a different style, and I don't like that style personally. So it's a little off-putting. And then also when you're trying to match timings of when you say a word and, your mouth's opening and closing, well, that's really hard to time when you're chopping up, you're limiting the frames. So a lot of the words are going to be a little delayed when the mouth moves.
So did you not like Into the Spider-Verse?
That's what I was just gonna say. Is it similar to Into the Spider-Verse?
No,
it's-
not that much.
So it's the same idea.
Yeah,
But no,
same
it's
style.
it's different. It's like a different frame per second.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are, but yeah.
I mean, what's the standard? Like 24 frames for a movie is like kind of the industry standard, around 24 or 30.
Yeah, around 30. Yeah. And, some of the new stuff is all 60, but yeah.
God, I can't stand the 60 for a movie.
It looks weird. Yeah. So
it makes me pukey.
really, yeah. So I think that these have to be dropping down to 20 or less. Maybe Yeah, but I don't know. It's weird. It's just a design choice and it's a style, and so a lot of people are going to be like, "I love it." Just like people like claymation, I don't like claymation. I'm sure you guys love claymation.
Chicken Run, baby.
I hate it because of that.
Yeah.
Like I hate that choppiness and it's all it comes off to me as creepy. I know you guys will probably. I'm in the huge minority here, so I know, but I get kind of the similar vibes of choppiness.
Lego movie?
That works better
Because they're toys.
because toys. Yeah.
Play-Doh's a toy.
But they make them so good. Play-Doh. But they make it so good that it doesn't look like Play-Doh.
Sure, yeah.
in my opinion, but yeah. But no, I know it's weird, but yeah. So
I
cool
really
idea, like nothing bad. It's an okay thing. It's not something I'm like pumped about.
I'd like
Yeah.
them to do a Star Wars What If show. I think that would be cool. And I think
You're
be
gonna
more...
put alternate realities in Star Wars.
No, but
bro?
I'm saying
get out of here.
they don't have to. They don't have to do it like
Get a
an
sound effect
alternate
for that.
reality. They don't
Get
need
out of here.
They don't need to say this is canon.
Okay.
They
Isn't that
could
what
just.
the new anime show?
Visions is
That's a
kind of
Visions.
This is
Kind
similar.
kind of like that.
That's
but
exactly
I want,
what Visions
But I
is.
want them to be like. What happens
like
if
Luke Skywalker's
Anakin never turned to the dark side? If Qui-Gon trained Anakin, and
Yeah,
give me
that'd
an
be cool.
episode
That
of
would be
that.
sick.
Yeah.
If
where
Luke
it
went
doesn't
over
have
to the
to-
dark side.
Yes, that'd be dope. Or
And
Luke
it-
got married.
Right, and it
And had
doesn't
kids.
and it doesn't have to be
No.
it doesn't have to be like this is canon, but it's just like, hey, this is a season of Star Wars What If.
Yeah.
That's not like a
So
guy
you-
like being
you
like, I'm
basically
the
want-
watcher and this is
Yeah.
their alternate realities. Just be like, what if Anakin
You call it like Star Wars Legends, and it's just legends.
Sure.
You know,
Yes.
things that are people tell their kids,
Yes.
and it's like, well, it didn't really actually happen, but this
Yeah.
could have been cool.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
that's
that would be a
literally
cool
what
thing.
like the old books are now. Or,
Exactly, they're they're not canon, they're
stuff.
legends. Yeah, exactly. I
think that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I liked. I mean, I didn't hate the episode. I just thought it was okay. I did really like when they like matched up, like shot for shot from the actual movie. There was some like stuff that was basically the same, and it was
But
just
just
cool
different
seeing
people
it.
doing
And
it.
Yeah.
it was just cool seeing it in animation form. So
Yeah.
stuff like that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was just like okay.
it's one of those shows that I guess for me, you guys know I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. So for me, I think it's gonna be harder for me to get excited to watch it. Like the first episode didn't hook me. So
for sure.
that's what I wanted. Like with Bad Batch, it's like I can't wait to watch the next episode. With these, it's going to be harder for me to be like, I could see myself being like, oh, it's Friday. I haven't watched that. I should probably watch it and be like,
I think it's one of those things that it's like, it's just like a kind of cool thing. It's like,
Yes.
oh, I don't have anything else to watch. Oh, I'll watch that.
And
that's kind of cool.
I think other
That's a
episodes
cool
will
little-
be interesting.
Yeah, I think
more.
so,
too.
Like the
Like,
the zombie one. I
yes.
think that will be probably.
And then the
more
other
interesting.
guy, the bad guy who was actually a good guy, from Black Panther.
Killmonger.
Yeah.
Killmonger with
Saving-
Iron Man.
Yeah. So that'd be cool. I want
Well,
to see that.
And people have already watched like the first 5 episodes, like critics and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And people have said that the first one, most of them didn't like the first one and said the second one's really good. Second episode's really good.
Cool,
so I don't
cool.
know anything, what character it is or
Yeah.
anything, but people are saying that the second one's really good. I imagine that the ones with Black Panther are going to be especially like a lot of people are going to like those because it's actually
Chadwick Boseman.
Well, it's
Chadwick
his, yeah, it's
Boseman.
his
Oh, really?
last performance
Oh, that's
as.
so cool.
so I think
Panther.
those are
Dang.
probably going to hit hard
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah, I think so.
Which I would assume.
Yeah, and it would
Nice.
just be cool to see a more different story being told instead of just the
It was
same
really similar.
the same story, but just a character swap. Like I want
Yeah.
like something completely different told.
Yeah.
That was my other complaint. It was like, what if Peggy Carter becomes Captain America?
Yeah,
Captain
it
Carter.
wasn't super creative.
But it was like
Yeah.
the same thing happened. She ends up like going through time, and they're like, "Oh, the war was 40 years ago," and it's like the exact same thing happened. And she's like, "I never got that dance." It's like, you could have.
I
a
will
little
say,
differently,
I'll
right?
push back on that a little bit because there's a lot of like common story beats that like Star Wars will do, and people complain about, oh, it's too similar to the original ones. It's like, well, in this situation, there's a purpose. why they're redoing it is because alternate reality is the same event. It just branched off barely, right? It's just that she took it instead of him. So there's going to be similarities, obviously, but it's like intentionally that way.
But I felt it was like too much.
Oh, okay,
like,
for sure.
Where I was like, you could have strayed a little more, where she falls in love with Tony Stark's dad instead.
Cool. Yeah.
And then they have kids, and Tony Stark is like a woman now instead.
Tonita.
Wow.
Susie Stark.
See? Stark.
See how different that was?
Wow,
I just made it up.
This one did have
I just made it up now.
This one did have a giant tentacle monster, which
that's true. That
the first movie didn't have.
Yeah,
so it was cool.
Was it Portcullis?
Oh, that's true. And they did the whole time warp differently.
Yeah, she didn't get frozen.
She went through the portal.
It was instant for her.
Yeah,
I have a question.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Because I missed
That's
this.
creative. Talk to me, Gus.
They took the Tesseract.
Who?
So the Hydra had it.
And
then they got it back.
He gets it, and then he builds the iron.
Yes, he's like, I know what to do with this.
And then how did Red Skull get the Tesseract back? Because he had it at the end to open up the portal.
Because he took, what's his face, captive.
Yeah, he took the Hydra.
You even said he was tied up, Brett.
Oh, that's right. I guess that's
Dumb. Get out of here, dude. Hans Zimmer, get out of here.
Good. Thanks, guys. I was really bothering me.
Don't worry, dog. We got you.
The writing just doesn't make any sense. Marvel's just so bad at this.
Yeah. Johnny, your brain's just too small to understand.
Why don't you put the phone down when you watch this?
Yeah, man.
Just put it down.
All right, next up. Let's go to the next thing.
What's the
All
next one?
aboard the what? The Bad Batch train.
Yeah, right? Because we're done with What If, right?
I think so. So
Right.
Do we know what the next episode is going to be for What If?
No, it's supposed to be good.
No.
That's all we know.
That's
All right.
you know.
Cool.
So it comes out Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesday.
So
And
What
I
If?
think we will see more of Captain Carter. There has been more of her in like trailers with Doctor Strange and stuff. So we'll probably see more of her.
Yeah.
All right. So Bad Batch.
Oh, and so what we're gonna do on this one is we're gonna do non-spoilers for a little bit. We're just gonna do our general basic thoughts of it, right?
yeah, we'll do our basic thoughts, and then once we hit the Death Star alarm, it's spoiler time. So if you haven't watched it, that's when you leave. You get out of here before that Death Star explodes.
That's right. That's right. Just to help people, who don't want to get spoiled.
And then we'll
And then come back and listen to the part when you have watched that episode.
Yeah.
That's right.
however long it takes you, years from now.
20 years when we have the
Discuss
Hans
the Hans
Zimmer
Zimmer
and John Williams.
That whole debate, yeah.
When John Williams is still alive composing.
Wow.
What was the title, John? Do you remember?
Camino Lost.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Again, vaguely.
It was great.
It's gonna be.
It was. You sit down. Music was great again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid.
Okay. The general feel of it was good. Like just the pacing of it. Some of the choices the characters made was cool. But it wasn't as good as the last one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I thought it was gonna be. I thought that last one was gonna be my favorite. It is still. But it's tough when you're finishing a season, right? Yeah, it's tough. I wanted some. Well,
sorry.
Yeah, we can't get into it.
I think
Gosh, dude.
I agree with you. I think they should have put them back to back.
Yeah,
in
that's
one
what I-
episode.
Yes, me too. That would have been sick.
To me, it didn't make. When I saw it was just like 26 minutes, I was like,
It lacked a little
you
bit.
should have just put them back to back. It would have felt like more happened.
It would have been super epic too.
Yes, I agree with you. The music was really good. Without going into spoilers or anything, I thought the ending was good and intriguing what they did there. And I just think, again, it was more about the characters and Omega like being more part of like her brothers and that little interaction.
Spoiling, man.
That's not spoilers.
Not scared.
I thought the conversations that were had between the Bad Batch and
You're telling me-
Omega
okay.
and
We're spoiling everyone talking together
and
now.
Crosshair and Crosshair, I thought were good.
Whatever information they knew from the last episode.
So
that we
again, I don't think it's as good as the one before.
Yeah.
It's a little lower, but I just think they should have put them together.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I agree.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. I had the same thought. I was like, you should have put them together. The emotional moments from the last one would have fit better as everything together. I still like the episode. I think it was a good ending to the season. Left enough interesting to see what's going on next. But yeah, the music's always great. The visuals are always awesome.
It just got better.
They've been so good.
Yeah.
I was like mesmerized by
Yeah, the water animation was amazing with the reflections and everything.
Yeah.
Now you're spoiling the water. Looks good.
Now there's water,
in this episode.
It's
on Camino?
Yeah.
No way there's water.
Oh wait, the title was even the spoiler. Camino lost. We apologize.
Yeah.
Camino got lost, guys.
Yeah.
Like they
Overall,
couldn't find
solid.
it. That's all.
Where did it go?
Cool. Nice. So yeah, pretty good.
I think that's all we can do with non-spoilers.
Yeah. I think
Or
so.
do you want to rate it now or rate it in spoilers?
Well, I don't think. I think you'd have to rate the whole season.
Well, yeah.
because
that's
I
fine.
mean,
Oh, so you guys want to rate the whole season
as a whole,
as a whole?
I think it's one of the stronger first seasons of a show.
for
That
sure.
they've done.
Okay.
Because Rebels,
and we're
to
really
me,
comparing this to Rebels and
Clone Wars,
Okay.
all those. I mean, Resistance. To me, this is one of the stronger first seasons, probably because Dave Filoni's got shows under his belt, and also this is kind of a continuation of Clone Wars,
Right.
So it's
And I think
it's
the
already
time,
established.
The time that this is taking place in, to me, it's like a really interesting, like
It's got so
unknown
much
time.
backstory and history to back itself
Yeah.
up too. It's such an interesting time as well. So
I'm giving it 4 bounty hunters out of 5.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Because I think it was a solid
rookie,
season.
that's a rookie rating. I'm gonna give it an 8.25. Apostrophe. No, I'm just kidding.
apostrophe.
Yes, I know.
Out of what?
Out of
12.
out of 2x2 tables, rickety 2x2 tables.
That's a trash rating. Sharpshooter.
I'm actually going with
It's a better name. Honestly.
I'm going with 8 sharpshooters actually.
Nice. Out
You're also
of
doing 10s?
10 crosshairs.
Well, let me change mine. Then
No,
I'm going
you already went with your
Yeah, you're
4.
dumb,
4 out of
dude.
5.
Solidarity for Hans Zimmer fans over here.
Thank
I'll do out of 5.
Rookie.
I don't really have a clever.
Do Hans Zimmers. 4 Hans Zimmers out of 5.
I'm gonna do 4 Hans Zimmers.
Just 4?
Hey, guess what? You guys gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. That's all. it was.
Congratulations.
So you also gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, no.
Congratulations.
I said 8 out of 10.
I gave it a 4.25.
It goes both ways.
No, I gave
All
it
right.
a 4.1.
So that
I can't.
Math.
that's the rating for the season. Obviously, looking forward to season 2. Now, if you want to stick around for spoilers,
Stick around.
Have at it.
because the
bud.
Rebels are coming.
Spoiler alert.
That's you see the little mouse droid going.
the ships.
So yeah, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Go ahead, Shoop. You can start us off.
So this is the time when we go into deep spoilers, okay, guys? So if you haven't watched if you haven't watched the episode, make sure you.
Okay, all right.
I really overall, I think the moments at the end, like I said in
With the water.
in the pre-spoiler conversation, guys.
Pre-spoiler.
I think the emotional moments would have hit way better if we had seen them from the first episode to this one. I really liked how we see Omega. She's part of the crew. Like, she's not hanging back. She's self-sufficient, essentially.
She's in the thick of it.
Like, she gets separated from them. She saves Crosshair. And then she goes back and also saves the droid, which was a stupid decision on her part, but it's part of her character to not leave anybody behind.
Yep.
I thought it was also interesting finding out that she's older than all of them.
I was going to say that too.
So it kind of explains, because
Mega spoiler.
in the first episode,
Omega. You missed
nice, wow.
so close, dude.
I expect that out of the
Omega
King of
spoiler.
Corn.
Yeah, come on, dude. I'm doing your job for you.
So yeah, she explains like, oh, that's why I was so excited to see you guys, because I kind of watched you guys grow up essentially.
That's
like
so
you guys,
she was
crazy.
alone.
yeah, and she was all alone.
Yeah.
And then the moment at the end where she's like, hey, they're still your brothers, Crosshair. I'm still, you're still my brother, kind of a thing. Like kind of to drive that point home. I thought was really, really done really well. It's not like, because she really hadn't mentioned it before, so
Yeah.
it really kind of drove the point home without just like beating you over the head with it. Where she's like, "Hey, I'm your brother. I'm your brother, Crosshair. I'm your
wasn't
brother."
overdone.
I think it was perfectly a weighted moment, and I really I think that was my favorite part, just kind of that ending.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was like the emotional part of the episode was like my favorite part. I think I had, in my prediction for the episode, I think I had said that Crosshair was going, and this is before I knew that he didn't have his chip in. But I think I said like he had a redemption and he died, which obviously that was wrong. But I'm actually glad that there wasn't a full redemption for him. There was still definitely some distrust and disagreements with the Bad Batch and Crosshair. But I think that there's still good in him. He does save Omega from drowning, which was pretty cool.
Consider us even. Yeah.
Yep. But
He didn't have to do that.
no, he didn't. I mean, he probably could have killed at least half of the Bad Batch up there on the surface. I think Star Wars has really good creatures, like the water creature.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was creepy and cool. I liked the whole kind of escape from the wreckage. Like, I loved how far it went with them. Like, they were at the bottom of the ocean. They were struggling to get out, and they were trying to make their plan to get out. Which
I wonder how many people have like anxiety attacks when they see someone running in glass that's cracking under at the bottom of the ocean.
oh gosh, yeah,
But
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was a really good. I think I'd probably agree with you guys that I like the last episode a little bit more, but I think for a season-ending episode, it was good, and I think it left plenty open for the second season. And like I said, I'm glad that no one died. I think that was actually better for the story.
So the only thing I'll say is I think they played it very safe.
Yes, they did.
And that's my only complaint with this is that I think that, well, it's hard to do a finale, right? So give them a little bit of credit. It's hard, and it is safer to just relax and not kill anyone off or anything like that. But I would argue that there's a lot more intensity and more kind of getting people excited for the next season if, well, maybe you don't kill someone off, but maybe you leave them in limbo, right? You don't know. There's that mystery. With this, the only mystery there was with Crosshair, really, and with that, they were even like foreshadowing. Yeah, they're even foreshadowing that he's gonna turn eventually, maybe, possibly. At least there's a chance. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it could have been better, but it was still very good, and I think that they played it safer. It was a good call because they didn't piss anyone off about the story choices that they did.
Yeah.
It was one of their more standard episodes in how it all kind of ran through, oh, we had a problem, figure it out, blah, 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 and, resolution, right? Yeah. But I think that if you mush both of the episodes together, I think that solves how safe it was because you had that intense, middle part of it. If you had the first episode or the second to last episode with the last episode. So I guess that'd be my only complaint. I think what you guys have said about how cool it is and how awesome the movie music was, I agree with you guys 100% on that. I just think that they play a little safe. Maybe I'm just a weirdo and I like it when there's more drama and like someone getting lost or maybe Omega didn't make it out.
Do you think that
there was some alternate way for her to go or something different?
Yeah, I get that. Do you think that they could be playing it safe for like this season finale,
Yeah, maybe.
and the next season it's going to be
maybe.
more
Kill
like,
someone off in the opening
First episode,
season.
yeah, I'm down. But yeah, no.
Opening episode.
I think it's a
Crosshair
smart.
falls off that platform and drowns.
Yeah. I think it's a smart move. I think how they did it, they still had a little bit of things to look forward to, but it just wasn't as much as I'm really used to for a first season ender. Usually we have like a some kind of cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And so that's my only complaint. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe I'm
with you.
harping on it.
No, I kind of agree. I don't think it kind of ended leaving everybody the exact same way they started.
Yeah. Well,
I thought
as far as like
a
you
little
mean,
bit.
Finish your story, and then I'll tell you why you're wrong.
I just felt like the Bad Batch stayed with Omega. Crosshair still, of course, they reached out to him and they've planted the seed that could come back, right? Because he's looking back at them like, man, his pride gets in the way. But I feel like he's going to go back to the Empire and he's going to realize that, the Empire, he is not important to the Empire. And so it just felt like it left everything where we were going into the final episode. I also agree with Corey a little bit on the aspect of, I think they should have killed the droid, because that was at least one emotional thing that could have worked. But it was like, no, not even the droid dies kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And so I felt like, that moment was looking really good for me. Like, oh man, I was feeling bad for the droid. And then it's like, they saved it.
I would have liked, just a real quick little thing. I would have liked a self-sacrifice. I mean, he was already self-sacrificing.
Right.
And like for that to actually like be something.
Yeah.
But also they're probably looking towards the new season. They're like, oh, that would be
need a
sick if we had a
droid,
droid.
And so for me, that's where I think it's hard to do in a first season, to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Especially because you're like, hey, we have a season 2. Let's build these characters so that they're more loved. So then if there is a death, it means more. Because I think that would have...
I think it would have worked for me.
Well, see, the thing is, I think...
On a couple different characters.
I think if you kill any one of them, I don't think their potential is fully realized yet. I think there's still more they can do with Omega and the Bad Batch. And they kind of did it a little bit with when they're arguing and Tech says, stop arguing with him. And he's like, just because I understand you doesn't mean I agree with you.
Yeah.
So you're already starting to see that there's kind of a dynamic. People think differently in the group. Mm-hmm. So I think you do one more season where those characters are allowed to breathe more and build more their relationships. Then at the end of season 2, you can kill somebody off. And I think it lands more emotionally and better. So I understand that, but I do agree with you that I'm like, I kept waiting for something to happen or someone to show up that was going to be like that's incredible. Like we talked about maybe Rex showing up or Gregor showing up. And I just think,
get me going.
That's kind of, it's my own fault and our fault as Star Wars fans that we kind of are like, oh my gosh, who's going to show up? Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And then if it doesn't happen, we're kind of like, nothing happened. But we work ourselves up.
No.
So it's not their fault. But I felt it was, maybe that's why it's not as up there as the episode before it, because I felt like that one hit everything. And then this one, there was a higher expectation. And I felt like nothing really happened that wasn't already established.
But just real quick to clarify, I don't think that a death was necessary. No, a death was not necessary.
Right.
We think this death is this end all be all amazing dramatic moment. But no, something that puts a character in limbo. That's why I said that. So
right. Either Omega being taken or something.
Whatever it is. Someone gets lost, whatever. We could have achieved something a little bit more impactful, I guess, and give us more to look forward to in season 2. And
like Cad Bane shows up and takes one of them hostage or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he comes back.
So you wanted more of like a cliffhanger.
We just want
a
something
little bit. I just felt like it ended the same way going into the episode. The Bad Batch is with Omega. They're probably going to see Sid. Crosshair is going back to the Empire. To me, it's not bad, but to me it was like kind of like, well, okay, well, there's nothing really happened. Now the end of the actual end of the episode where they take Lama Say, is that her name?
I think so.
The head scientist to this empire.
That was
the
actually
planet.
that was cool.
And then
that
you
was a little
see
something.
that the person that comes out has the Camino logo on her shoulder, the same one that the guy from Mandalorian has.
Cloning.
Yep.
To me, is like, okay, so now
Operation.
they're showing that the Empire's doing cloning stuff,
which we kind of knew was going to happen.
And just an interesting thing is, people were talking about how it looks like it's Tantus, which is Legends. It's Palpatine had a warehouse where he would do the cloning. Like he had so people were saying that Tantus was a warehouse cloning station that was in a mountain. And so some people are saying that, oh, it's Tantus, and they're pulling that from Legends. And some people are saying it doesn't look anything like it, which I'm like, it doesn't have to look like it. But it's a cool idea if they follow that and they're pulling that kind of aspect of Legends where Palpatine made clones and all that kind of stuff. I just think that's kind of a cool thing that they're teasing that. So maybe in season 2, that is drawn out more. I like that. But yeah, to me, it was like, okay, we kind of ended.
What were you on to say, Chu?
Yeah, prove me wrong, bro.
Well, I mean,
Sorry, we went really far past.
no, it's all good. I mean, I think you can say that nothing happened, but we've clearly.
Oh,
you
we're
even
saying
said
about
yourself,
character progression,
yeah,
right?
yeah. We've clearly seen the characters grow just in these 2 episodes,
Right.
So from the start of it to say that they the same spot where they are, that's a false statement.
I'm not saying emotionally. I'm saying like in the same predicament. Like they're separate from Crosshair, and we're gonna have Crosshair either hunting them down or having to deal now with the Empire trying to get him out. So I can see that.
Right.
They're just extending that
right.
But conflict longer, and I wanted something more to happen instead of just being kind of in the same spot. Does that make sense? It's not a bad thing. I was expecting more, and then it was they just kind of ended. They're in the same spot they were, not emotionally because they've had time to talk, but physically,
for me,
they're separate.
They were born on
They're in the
Camino.
Empire, and they're not.
They were born on Camino, and they ended up in Camino. Same place.
It seems kind of like a. That seems like a nitpick.
It's an ultra nitpick.
Of
and
course,
we're not
it's an ultra
saying
nitpick,
it's not.
but I nitpick everything in
100%.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Literally, we
'Cause
ranked it at 8, right?
You know
So
what?
it's
I
really
should
good.
be called nitpickers.
You know what? I would have hated it to be
That's a better
something
name,
different.
man.
Sounds bad.
Nitpickers podcast?
I don't like it.
You're upset that they're still in the same position.
Probably got
No, I'm not.
No, but I'm saying, like, would you have liked Rex to show up and be like, "Hey, get in. We got missions to do."
No.
And then you're like, "Okay, now they're gonna follow Rex." Like, for me, it's an open-ended ending. We literally have so many options that they can go to.
So many.
So many.
Yeah.
So it seems like a dumb nitpick to me. Moving on.
So what I'm saying,
What would you have rather in like the physical space? What would you rather them have been?
no, I don't know if I have a better solution to what they did. All I'm saying is,
If you don't have a better solution, then
all I'm saying is,
I do.
like, even if we look at predictions, so the predictions
well,
for
we
Mick,
said everyone was gonna die.
All we're
predictions-
asking is who's going to live or
predictions
die.
for Mick was Crosshair dies, sacrifice himself, Bad Batch season 2. Corey was no death, so he got that right.
Let's go!
But he
point.
had that.
Hey, guess who's double wrong?
Let's go!
He got that Crosshair. Crosshair turns back, which he didn't.
What's up?
You said that Crosshair would turn good,
Oh,
And
I
Well, not yet.
and then
he will eventually.
that Omega would be lost.
Man,
And he said no season 2.
I love all those choices though. I like them.
And then Josh said
Great.
Hunter dies, so you were wrong. And then a season 2, and I said
Which I
Wrecker
was right.
dies, saving
Wrong.
Omega.
That's one wrong.
Crosshair,
What did you say next?
no season 2.
Oh, that's two wrong.
Anyways,
Two wrong. One right. One right. One right.
so
For you keeping score at home.
I don't know. I don't know. There's not something that I could say like, oh, this would have been better if they did.
Sure.
But for me, I just feel like I went into it being like, something's going to happen. Mm-hmm. There's going to be something happening. Like we talked about, do you guys think Rex will show up? Do you guys think this will happen? And to me, they escape. It seemed, like Corey said, kind of your typical Bad Batch. Like, there's the problem. We need a solution. We found the solution. Episode's over. And to me, I kind of felt, even though, yes, they had conversations, and you can tell that Crosshair is now thinking on another level of, okay, I'm still their brother, they've planted that seed, especially Omega, that you're still part of us. You can still join us. There's still light in you. Even though that was good and put there, they're still in the same spot. And I feel like,
I mean,
I just was thinking something more would happen.
Okay, I think I have the solve for you. There's a disconnect between that last scene where they're escorting that person for the cloning. Mm-hmm. There's a disconnect between what's happening there and what's happening with the Bad Batch. So they're not. There's nothing that links them together except for the fact that Omega exists, and they made her
clones,
right.
They have the scientists. And
they're missing a little piece to kind of be like, oh, that's probably what they're going to go next, or oh, how are they going to tackle this situation? As of right now, it's like they're unrelated.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? That's the thing that's missing for me is the reason, the driving force on what's next for them. And like we said, it's a nitpick, but if they linked those two things together, I think I would have liked it a bit more. Probably would have been like a 9 or something like that. But I think that's the only thing. It just felt a little disjointed at the end. That's it.
Sure. I would say for me, the fact that seed is planted in Crosshair's mind now, for me, that's interesting enough for them to be in the same spot that they were in the beginning. Like, that to me changes it enough where I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine with it. We're just nitpicking on how we'd like it better. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, really good first season.
I mean, Josh is the only one that came at me hard. I was just like, yeah, I liked it. I just
Seems
thought
like
more
a pretty
would
stupid
happen.
nitpick. That's all I'm saying.
Well, everyone's has their own opinions on things, and Jonah has the right to it.
Thank
and
you.
So do
Thank you, Corey. Thank
I
you.
think he's stupid.
But he's exactly.
Because more often than not, you're right. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, season was great. Season 1 was great. Awesome.
Yeah.
I actually way more enjoyed this than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
Because there's minimal Jedis, and I'm just a Jedi guy, and there was like, how many lightsabers did we see? 1?
2.
2? What was the second one? Oh,
Master.
well, we had
In
2
the same episode.
1 episode. Yeah, okay, you're right. So 2
Master.
lightsabers.
Stupid. I'm just stating facts.
I'm just gonna want I'm gonna get my lightsaber. What's it called? I'm gonna get my lightsaber
At the Renaissance Fair?
at Visions. I'm gonna get a bunch of lightsabers going on there. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So that's
That'd be
in
awesome if
September.
you didn't get any in one
There's
episode.
literally
like in-
episodes called Jedi and stuff like that, so I think you're good.
Dude, did you see that concept art? Frick, it looks so sick. Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, awesome. Season 1.
Yeah.
Bad Batch.
Yeah, solid first season, and we're all excited for season 2. For sure.
All the stuff they've been putting out, like The Mandalorian and Bad Batch, have just been awesome.
Yeah.
Been really pleased with that. So
Yeah.
Dave Filoni for the win.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
I should be more of a how you are with Zack Zack
Zack
Snyder.
Snyder.
Yeah.
I'm with Dave Filoni. I'll be part of that cult.
It's a way better cult, to be honest.
It's sick, and it actually exists.
So what you're
still.
saying is you're a Dave Fabroni.
I'm a Fabroni? Yeah, sure, Fabroni. I don't like it, actually. No, I don't like it. Nah, dude,
You're a
nah, dude.
Fabroni.
But you thought about it.
Yeah, you like it. You like it. It's like your guildies, dude. You're a Fabroni.
That's not even.
It's the same thing, bro.
No, it's not.
Yeah, kind of.
Close enough. Okay, well, thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening to Nitpickers Podcast.
Stop. That's not what we're called.
I think that's actually a podcast.
Oh, it is?
We're-
I think so.
Don't let
I
it,
think it
don't
is,
let
yeah.
us get sued.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh.
Stop
Never
it.
mind, guys.
We're nerd age, bro.
Yes, nerd age.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff.
Leave a review.
YouTube.
Come on, one of you. Hey, please, Brandon. Come on, just go in to Apple Podcast. Click the button.
It's very
leave a
easy.
review.
There you go.
I want to play that song.
He wants it so bad.
Maybe I'll do a new song. Maybe people didn't like the song, so I'll do a new song.
No, I like that song.
That's my favorite song. Let's
a great
rate a
one.
review.
All right. Anyway, that'll
Iconic.
that'll do it for us. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.